Hello, viewers. I'm SB, and welcome back to I Was a Teenage Exocolonist, where the web of personal relationships is constantly shifting. We're dating now. That guy we almost had sex with is back from the dead. Standard video game narrative stuff is going on. It is the end of a season, so we've probably given people gifts already for the season, right? I've done this. Okay. Then I guess all that there is to talk to you and figure out what we're doing for the season. So what's up, Nomi? Nomi is in their usual spot in the lounge, surrounded by their steadily growing collection of body pillows and stuffed animals. They're curled up with their arms around a giant plushy creature and seem to be scrolling listlessly through the movies available in the Colony Media Archive. You find anything good? Oh, no. Nomi sighs, tipping over onto their side. Not since I finished all of Maidstallker Aries. I can't believe it ended on a cliffhanger. I didn't know the stratosphere had left Earth before the series finished airing, Nomi whines. You have every episode except the two-parter season finale. They bury their face against the plushie. Now I'll never know how it ends, they sniffle. It's not fair that we'll never have any new shows to watch. Well, I don't have the creativity to help you with that, sadly, even with bonus brains. However, I do, with bonus brains, have the empathy to figure out that this is not exactly about the TV show. Nomi wipes their eyes and heaves a big sigh. Yeah, they say, not meeting your eye. I guess that's kind of true. It just reminds me that, they pick at a thread of their plushie. You know, they continue quietly, that, everything ends, and sometimes it's a lot sooner than you expected. Boy, why is everybody on this all of a sudden? I'm really worried. I'm looking at it like we're age 17. The end of the game is, in theory, not until the end of age 20, right? But I am more and more concerned that we're being prepped for something really horrible to happen, like very soon. When I got here, I remember looking at your huge media library and thinking, wow, galactic, I'm never going to run out of things to watch. It felt like the whole world was still ahead of me, ready to be discovered. A new planet, new people, a new life. Nomi digs their fingers into their plushie. And now it feels like everything's just on fire all the time, and everyone's always on my case about how I need to grow up. What's so bad about being innocent? Why does everything have to be so grim all the time? They wipe their eyes again, angrily. And I don't get any more episodes of this stupid show I like. It's not fair. No, I get that. It's hard. Nomi nods, their chin wobbling as they try to keep it together. Yeah, they say, tipping their head up to the ceiling and trying to put on a brave smile. Thanks for getting it, Samhain. Well, I'm trying. So yeah. We have now this social skill increase. I guess we ought to just do social skill stuff. Like, let's just get some yellow points. Oh, I forgot we earned the repair robots ability. 3 engineering and 2 creativity is actually pretty cool. Humanities is all yellow points though, right? Creativity and persuasion. So everything except the one that we have some points in already. Honestly, yeah, that's probably good. Like, studying the humanities also gives you plus friendship with Tangent, which obviously we don't super need anymore. I'm a little surprised by that, honestly. She seems like she's such a hard sciences kind of kid, but yeah, let's do 3 months of the study of humanities. How about that? I don't know if we've ever done this. I think we haven't. Because if we had ever done this, I imagine my persuasion wouldn't be at 3. You're running late for humanities class. When you arrive, everyone's gathered in the beanbags around the room's big holo projector. The ship's computer Congruence is displayed on it. She's giving today's lesson, reading an old book of Earth poetry. You sit down next to Tange and nudge her in motion. What's up with this? Tange frowns at you. Where have you been? She whispers. Outside, mostly. Ever since Professor Hal died, Congruence has been teaching this class. Then she frowns at everything in general. They said everyone else who might be qualified is too busy, and no, they didn't ask me. I miss Professor Hal. You try to keep your voice down, but Congruence literally has ears everywhere. I miss Professor Hal as well, she says, her monitor swinging over to you. He was a very special human. Wait, you ask out loud. Congruence can like people? Of course I can like people, she replies. There's humor in her nada voice. I carried you inside of me for 20 years after all. How could I not get attached? That's a weird way to put that, but okay. Actually, hold on a second. Can I change my gear? I'm thinking now. Maybe for the purpose of going to class, we don't want to have the brain trainer on, but instead the sun medallion, because I don't think having bonus skill points while in class is actually valuable. But this might occasionally allow us to pull a super goal and get an extra point of something. Am I allowed to change my gear now? This isn't during an event. Probably not. Yeah. Okay. Something to think about before we come in next. First collectible use is free, also valuable. +1 for each gem on other cards. So I mean, we can make a bunch of. What if we go like dissecting a sugar bug? That'll make lassoing a float cow a 5. Ooh, if I turn this red, it's going to be too high, though. Shoot. I'm trying to like build a 5 across here, obviously. All reds, all 5s. This is pretty solid. Yeah. I can't make this a 5 anyway, though, so it's not really going to work. I could put this at the end and mushwood log it. That could be my collectible. My free collectible, and then we just put something with a gem on it up here to grab the 5 there. And that actually isn't enough. Yeah, that's wild. Okay, I mean, I guess I'm gonna also Xeno Egg. Right? It's not like we don't have a bunch of stuff. Honestly, I should have Xeno Egged first, because we have more than enough logs. You worked well this month. +1 creativity. Okay, hey. That's pretty good overall. Gaining 9 stat points per month. Alright. New season. New season means new gifting times. I still don't know when your birthday is, do I, Nomi? I have no idea. This is a bizarre look on our face for the mood we ought to be in. Kid, did I... Alright, first of all, hug. Secondly, he gets so smoochy with his lips when he hugs you. It's All right, yeah, Rex is horny all the time. I know, I get it. I'm just gonna give this to him now. Okay, we're still working on Rex's construction project. Hopefully doing good work there. Let's just really quickly pop in here. Am I allowed to buy another cake yet? No. All right. What is the persuasion +1 bonus to pairs? Okay. That's not amazing. Mars, I have no idea when your birthday is. I mean, kind of whatever. At this point, the difference is unlikely to matter. Like the amount of extra happiness we would get out of giving stuff directly on people's birthdays. I mean, Cal, we're gonna actually max Cal out like pretty soon. I sadly do not have any more bobber fruit for him. You want crystal clusters? Okay, neat enough. It's worth a point. Let's go see. Okay. That's just free stuff. Let's make sure Dis doesn't need attention or anything. And then I guess back to class. Did I give you a thing? I've decided I'm not birthday hunting anymore. It's too much work. Here, enjoy this. All right. I am going to change my gear before I go to class. Brain trainer off, sun medallion on. You're heading back to your quarters at the end of the day, and as you pass by the medbay, you hear shouts and scrambling from within. Several surveyors have come back with serious wounds, not the usual broken limbs and sunstroke. One of them is holding a towel to her own leg, staunching blood flow from a massive animal bite. Another looks nearly blinded from acid. It looks like chaos in there. Fortunately, I am pretty good at this sort of thing. Gosh, it's a good thing you were here. Triaging and getting the most badly wounded into the medbeds is difficult, and the others need traditional medical attention while they wait. It's hectic, stressful work, but you're able to keep your head and provide assistance. Oh, nursing assistant. That's cool. Good work in there, Samhain, Chief Engineer Instant says. You know, with how the colony's grown, I could use an assistant nurse here. Someone I can trust to take care of things while I'm working in the lab. You come back next month and give me a hand if you're interested. That is actually really interesting. Okay, card becomes 4 is probably something we can work with. So we'll just get a 4. This, sadly, will not remain a 4 if we play our other 4s, which is a little awkward. I guess the best thing to do here, we don't get a free consumable on this one, but we could just use a consumable, right? This will end up being a 6 instead. This card was naturally red. Is that right? Yeah, so if I do this, we can make all the cards red. That's not horrible. I think it's probably better than anything else, right? Like breaking the five of a kind down to 4 of a kind on the flush is going to cost us 4 points, and we will not make up for that. Yeah. We will not make up for that by extending the 4 of a kind. The other thing I could do here, actually, if we're going to play it like this, the 3 is just better, right? Both because it's a point higher itself and because it boosts this. Oh, well, I guess, you know, I replaced a card with a gem with a card that had another gem on it. But yeah, I'll take that. 40 seems, wow, we were not close. 48, holy hell. Well, whatever. We still got all of our points and everything. My creativity is actually rising really quickly. And hey, look at that. It's Nalia. This year's Nalia is ushered in with a big military band, horns and drums, supplemented by recordings of parade music from Earth. Governor Lum strides out of command on a grand red carpet and ascends the stage to raucous applause. Who are the people who actually like Lum? I guess it's the military people. Thank you, everyone, he calls out over the din. Look at you. Look at this colony. Finally, truly united. All it took was a common enemy, he declares. I look at you beautiful people, you strong people, you good, human people, and I see a fire in your eyes. This is the appropriate look for when he's giving a speech. I see courage in your hearts. I see a colony that's ready to win. I see a colony that's here to stay, Vertumna. Do you hear me? He raises his arms and roars. Do you hear me, Vertumna? We humans aren't going to hide anymore. Were we hiding before? What are you talking about? Lum gestures for Security Chief Rhett to join him on stage, then continues. The original fugitive colonists got it wrong. In Roman mythology, Vertumnus was the god of cultivation, not of rampant chaotic growth. He clenches his hand into a fist. We need to clear the field before we can plow it. Vertumna won't be safe for human life until the aliens are eradicated. Rhett crosses his arms and nods his agreement. Maybe there's more to this plan than Lum is letting on. Lum descends from the stage and does a receiving line of handshakes and fist bumps. In the vacuum left by his presence, Chief Administrator Seek takes the podium and clears their throat. Ahem. I want to announce that this will be the last year that festival contests will be held. What? A sound of protest rises from the crowd, and near the front, Lum just shrugs theatrically and mouths, Not my fault. Seek looks down at him pointedly, then continues. This war will use our colony resources at a tremendous rate, including the most valuable, time. Lum takes the stage again and soothes the crowd. But I do have some good news. Starting today, the colony is going to be granting requests from people who want to have children. A happy murmur burbles through the crowd. Yes, that's right. It's time to start on the next generation of Vertumnans and secure a future for our children. They're really laying it on here, but, you know, it's consistent at least. Lum pumps his fist in the air. Humans. Anyway, about this war on nature and all of the animals that we need to use to survive, and I think it's stupid, Cal says immediately. I know survival's important, but we don't have to kill things to survive here. Yeah, we were kind of doing just fine. Mars rolls her eyes. Duh, of course you'd think that, she mutters. Personally, I think Lum is a total nullhead. He's not that much older than me. What is he, like 24? And everyone listens to him? She flips her hair over her shoulder. They should listen to me instead. Finally, you're all called to participate in the games. The last ones. Maybe forever. If this war on nature ever ends, you'll probably be an adult. As your friends all separate into their usual games, you realize this may be the last time that you just get to be kids. This would be a really good time for me to have re-equipped my fucking brain trainer. You should be able to change gear during, like, non-critical moments of an event. Well, I think we've won the bake-off several times. Let's try the trivia. Tangent and Nomi both liked that. Tangent is out for blood this year. She snaps at anyone who tries to talk to her before the trivia begins, and complains that she's been cramming so hard on pop culture that she feels like her brain is about to explode. We don't really have pop culture anymore, though. We just have, like, oldies. Meanwhile, Nomi just bobs along to the music and their hear speak as they wait, totally unbothered. Okay, trivia time. Okay, we drew an extremely blue hand. So, gosh, what do I want to do here? I mean, we could just make this the go really big moment. Right, and try to craft actual, like, functional stuff later. Sure. You know, the sets and stuff are worth a lot more when you have more space to build them. We just play all of the Hop-Eye facts now. Everything we know about Hop-Eyes comes together to be worth 30 points. Maybe I'm glad I kept the +5 here, actually. And then, where am I at stress-wise? 86, jeez. Probably don't want to play a stressful event, provided we can avoid it. +1 for each gem on other cards. So, +2 to cards with gems. All right, what if I did, like... Oh, but also +1 to all mental cards. Huh. How am I going to make this work? Well, this is unchangeable. We don't have a 3, though, if this isn't my 3. Yeah. We're going to find ourselves in a difficult position as far as building a straight goes. I think maybe it's just not even worth thinking about. Use my experience as a bake-off champion somehow. So that's a bunch of yellow cards, and then like... That's a win. It's not a pretty win. It's got kind of a lot going for it, but it does not feel like the best hand. Like, I've got 3 red 5s in my hand and an easy ability to make a multicolored 5. Would we be better off? Well, the thing is, if I want to play all of that, like, we have to play the, we have to play this in order to make the multicolored 5 happen. And then it's like this plus these 3 plus that. Is it better to just have the 9 in there? I'm just going to take the win as we have it here. I know this isn't the best hand. We were only 2 points off. Okay, trivia champion. Tange's cramming clearly paid off for her. She's strong competition until the category about Old Earth slang, where you clearly pull ahead. You snatch victory from her clutches, and she grudgingly accepts your superiority in all things trivia. This is grudging, right here. After the festivities, everyone is supposed to take a few days vacation. You and your friends relax, but the adults move around the colony like ants in a hive, fortifying the walls and preparing for the human offensive against the planet. It doesn't feel like the best time for me to just be, like, in school. But I should definitely do 1 more month. We should definitely take advantage of the smitten bonus. What does Medbay do? Medbay gives biology and empathy. Okay, so not necessarily like a great fit for us. Let's do 1 more month of humanities, and I want to keep the Sun Medallion on for this. You're in engineering very late today. You're starting to nod off and consider packing up for the night. You see Tangent and Instance leave their lab without locking the door. They're heading back towards the living quarters. Usually they're so cautious, but it's late. They must be very tired to have forgotten. They've been working on something together in secret, and I am so very curious, and it's been such a long time since we've had an opportunity to sneak anywhere. Checking to make sure the coast is clear, you slip into their office. It's just off the medbay, and every flat surface is dedicated to experiments. The whiteboard is covered in dense scribbles and diagrams, and the garbage bin is filled with wrappers of discarded soy meal replacements. It smells like stale coffee and sleep deprivation in here. Their holoscreen terminal is still active. Seems strange they left it on. You get the feeling that maybe they weren't done for the night. They'll have to be quick. Yeah. I guess let's have a look at the computer. Yeah, I know a thing or two about a computer. You tap through the file structure on the lab computer. There are some encrypted files, but nothing obvious like one named Instance Evil Plan Final 2. Darn, guess it's not as easy as they make it look in those holovids, but we can decrypt some files here. You pore over everything Tange and Instance have been working on, slowly putting together the pieces. What you find is chilling. I do not love the name of this card. After researching the shimmer fungus together, they decided to bioengineer a more powerful virus that uses the same pathways, but only affects native Vertumnan creatures. It would sever the existing symbiotic relationship between Vertumnan fauna and fungi and be completely fatal to its host. It would kill everything on the planet. Well, everything that walks, swims, or flies, leaving it empty and ready for human colonization. But why would they do this? You dig a little deeper and find not Instance's research logs, but her personal logs, written on real paper with a cover page that reads, "In my defense, upon my death." You read through the papers, in which instance details being approached by Lum shortly after the Helio landed and he took control of the council. The Helio had been sent to retrieve Congruence and bring to justice the people who stole her. Instance primarily, but also Hal and your mother. Oh. When they realized they could never return to Earth, Lum became interested in Instance's research instead, particularly her research into the Vertumnan ecology. Under threat of execution, Instance was essentially forced to pivot her research into finding a way to cleanse the planet for human colonization. She writes that she tried to shield the other scientists from her work for their protection. This is why, because they've been so secretive for so long, right. But that she couldn't keep the secret from her apprentice Tangent, even if she wanted to, because Tangent is, She speaks highly of Tangent, almost as a mother would talk about her own child. She grieves that she couldn't protect her, too. You scan copies of the missives. At least you have evidence now. Shit, what am I going to do with it? Alright, okay, alright. Well, I'll tell you, Dad's love is going to be pretty solid here. What if we do, like, Dad's love into... let's do some, like, bake-off champions. That's going to end up at 6. Yeah, there's not really a good way for me to build. So one thing we could do here is this. Oh, no, this won't work because multicolored cards are blue. So then it's like, it's standing up for something in the spot next to the 4, right? That's a 52. That's not bad. If I throw another 4 on here, it's only going to gain like 2 points. And I certainly don't want to like pull a 7 down from a 4. So I think this is the best hand. Yeah, you could resort it, but I think this is the best hand. Yeah. 7 creativity, 3 persuasion. We're crushing it. How close am I to a creativity thing? 23. Still not actually that close. But, only probably a couple of months. It was nice to actually draw extra fingers. That was cool. We got to talk to Tangent about it, right? I feel like we got to talk to Tangent about it. I got to convince her not to have any part of this, to sabotage it or something. But, like, who else could I bring? Gosh, I don't know. I feel like we got to depose Lum. Like, Mars is willing to be governor. Let's just make Mars governor. I feel like I can work with Mars. All right, we got to talk about this. Tange seems especially troubled today, so you invite her on a long walk around the inner wall. That's her thing, thinking walks. She's touched that you know her that well. She talks in fitful bursts, then lapses into long silences. And yeah, this explains why she's the way she is the last couple of months. Because, like, it would be one thing to be working on this and have it be like a theoretical possibility. It's quite another to feel like you've got it and could actually do it. Finally, she stops and puts her hand on the wall, like she's bracing herself. Samhain, something's been bothering me, she says, clenching her other hand at her side. She collects her words with great difficulty. Is it morally defensible to do something that other people wouldn't approve of if you're doing it in their best interests? And what if you don't have a choice? So my choice, I do not have the option of saying no, which I think is interesting. We can't use the fact that we know what she's talking about to argue against it. All we can say is yes or like deflect. I'm just going to tell her what's up. Listen, I know about the engineered plague. I know what we're talking about here. Let's actually talk about it. Ooh, okay. We might be able to talk her out of it because of our relationship. Tange smiles, though it doesn't reach her eyes. Well, it was only a matter of time, I suppose, she says quietly. Sometimes it seems like you know everything that goes on in the colony. Thank you again for your help, she continues. You really were instrumental in overcoming several hurdles, whether you knew it or not. As a friend, please don't do it. As my friend, Tange replies, incredulous, a real friend would understand why I have to do this. I have to protect Dr. Instance. I have to protect the colony. She pushes herself off the wall and starts walking away from you. A few paces away, she stops, and her shoulders slump. I don't want to do this, Samhain, she says miserably. If I don't help Instance, though, Lum is going to kill her, and the colony needs her. I need her. I don't know what I'd do without her. She sighs. I don't know. Maybe we can convince him to stop. Tange scrubs her hands against her eyes and turns to you. She looks so impossibly tired, and, for a moment, as young as she really is. Lum is forcing us to work on the virus, she says. I don't know what to do. Should we go talk to him? I definitely feel like I'm going to need more than even the 27 persuasion I could have with my brain thing. Also, I gotta feel like we're not going to be able to talk him out of it. Look, I'll find a way to convince him. Visit command to put a stop to the chief engineer's genocidal plan. Tange will back you up. Okay, so first of all, before we even think about doing that, obviously what we would need to do is this. But I just don't, I think we're going to have to gather more support, right? Hey, dude. You're looking for Rex by the construction site, but Rex finds you first. Tackle hug! You turn to the source of the yell. Rex is barreling toward you, arms outstretched. You have about 2 seconds to decide how to react. I'm going to give him a hug. Rex, we are platonically cool. He's respectful. He gets it. You stand your ground and throw your arms wide. Rex almost knocks you off your feet with the force of his hug, but his strong arms don't let you fall. He smells so good, like sweat and dust and sunshine. I'm always happy to see you, Samhain, Rex says, squeezing you tightly. You think you're starting to understand this strange Helio boy and his love of hugs? So, Rex asks, crossing his arms, were you looking for me? What you need? Well, let's do something fun. Rex tilts his head to the side. Like what? You want to skip work and hang out? I got something kind of heavy hanging over my head. Rex looks torn. Oh, man. Normally, yes, for sure, but I'm actually super stoked to work on the build today. He jerks his thumb toward the construction project behind him. If you want, you could come see what we're working on. Rex takes you on a tour of the construction site. He's great company, and basking in his excitement is a pleasant way to spend an afternoon. When you wave goodbye to him so he can get back to work, you do feel a little bit lighter. Okay. And yeah, we did already give him stuff, sure. Phew. There's just a fucking button for it. Is this the right time? So we're at 23 natural creativity. What I'm wondering is if the sensible thing here is to try to push for the first creativity bonus, but it wouldn't really be persuasion is the thing you would want, right? Not creativity. I don't know. Maybe just getting it out in public. It's not like I'm going to talk him down. The point is we need to convince other people to work against him. I don't know. That's a tough one. Dis flags you down outside the gates. He's covered in dust and grime. He must have just come back from an expedition. Hey, Samhain, he says. Have you seen my sister? I went to drop off my gear at our quarters, and it looks exactly the same as I left it. I sent her a message on Hollow, but she left me on Red. He frowns and ruffles his hand through his hair. You work with her a lot, right? Is she okay? She's not living in the lab. I don't know if telling him this right now is the best thing to do. Like, I don't want him to freak out and act when I already have a plan. But if we tell him this, maybe we'll be allowed to tell him, don't worry about it, I have a plan, just like back me up. I don't want him to hate his sister even more, is the thing. If anything, I would really like to fix the rift between the two of them. I don't know if that's within your power as the player character. I'm just gonna tell him. I'm not gonna tell him. Nah, she's just being weird. Don't worry about it, buddy. Huh, Dis says, frowning. Okay, whatever. Guess she'll come back when she's ready. I should have just told him she's been staying at my place, but the storyline is not flexible enough to know about the, to reference whether or not you might be dating her, I guess. I mean, I guess I'm gonna just press this button. If I did one more month, we would have over 30 persuasion with the thing on. And I don't know if that's, thresholds for events tend to be in like tens. So maybe let's do that. Yeah, right? Because we're actually pulling like 6 creativity and 3 or 4 persuasion per. Yeah. All right, this month you're learning about how people on Earth didn't used to have nanoprinters. Oops, I forgot. I should have put the coin back on for the event, for the thing. Oh well. And everything they owned had to be made from stuff that was grown or mined from the ground or came from animals. Seems like a hassle, honestly. All that work just for a pair of shoes that you were just going to get dirty and grow out of anyway. Congruence tells you that this is part of the reason there was so much pollution and exploitation on Earth. People were constantly wanting newer or better things without recognizing how much work went into making what they had. At least here, you just recycle what you don't want back into nanoprinting material. Okay, we got a +3 bonus to pairs, so ideally we would make a couple of pairs, which we might be able to do. I kind of want to redraw this hand just to try to find extra fingers. How many cards are in my deck? 64. And we draw 8 at a time. We're pretty unlikely to find it, I guess. Yeah, alright, don't worry about it. So what if we do, like, Tange's Focus? I guess I can't really get a couple of pairs. Yeah. It's actually really awkward. I might also redraw just because, like, I don't think this hand is very good. Yeah, you know what? Crystal cluster. We have a ton of crystal clusters. Okay. Still not ideal. But this thing is actually going to make it so that we can have up to 3 pairs, which is pretty cool. So like +2 to... Yeah, set neighbors to 6. And then we just put anything next to this. There we go. 3 pairs. Don't usually get to build 3 pairs. I don't even care if this is the best hand. This is the most entertaining hand. Alright, so 5 and 2. We didn't actually hit the threshold. Frustration. Alright, we're going to try one more then. We're also going to run around and give some gifts real quick. Buddy. I wasn't trying to talk to Mars, but since we're here, have one of these. Oh. What? I've never given her a gift in early wet? Well, that's ridiculous. Okay, so we got 4 friendship with Mars out of that, and that passed a threshold of some kind. Mars is working in the depot today. You find her sitting on a pile of boxes, drumming her feet against them as she flips dismissively through a magazine on her hollow palm. Every so often, she snorts at something she's read and rolls her eyes. Oh, hey, Sowen, she says as you approach. Would you rather have a really bad body odor for a whole day or have to spend the whole day naked? I would definitely prefer to be naked. Me too, Mars says. I mean, if anyone can still be fabulous with no clothes on, it's probably you and me. I'm reading some of the teen magazines from old Earth, Mars says. You know, like fashion and makeup and dating and stuff. She turns to a new page and reads out loud, "Don't be afraid to use green concealer. You may look like the Wicked Witch at first, but don't click your heels and go home. Stick with it and you'll be on that yellow brick road to clear, beautiful skin." Mars laughs incredulously. What does that even mean? Papa taught me to put on makeup because I wanted to be pretty like him, Mars says. But it was never like, cover up your blemishes, make your nose smaller, hide your scungy maybe? Pores. That's all they ever talk about in these things. And it's like, was Earth fashion really about making everyone look as small as possible? What was wrong with them? Mars gestures to herself. I was the biggest kid the whole time we were growing up, and I've always been gorgeous. And that's not just my genetic enhancement talking. Oops, darn it. And sometimes I think they should have just made everyone unable to feel shame, Mars says. Like, all these magazines talk about is how to fix your flaws or act different so people will like you. Such a waste of time. Mars tosses her hair over her shoulder. If people don't like me, they can flick off. I literally don't care what they think. She's unable to experience shame. Kind of a terrifying trait in a governor, actually. Maybe this is not the right plan. Maybe this plan is got some holes in it. Mars pats the box next to her, and you climb up and sit by her side. The dating advice in these things is pea good, though, she says, flipping through a few pages. Like, my dad taught me about reproduction and stuff, but they got so squicked out when I asked how you actually get someone to have sex with you. She rolls her eyes. You know, teenagers on Earth were apparently very worried about getting boys to like them, Mars says. Like, look at this quiz. 10 ways to tell if he's super into you. Mars smirks and angles her hollow screen away from you. Oh, God. Ooh, let's see how into me you are, Samhain. First question. Do you have any cute nicknames for me? No, I don't, if I'm honest. That's fair, Mars says. I don't have any for you. Second question. Do you get nervous around me? Yeah, sometimes. You have a very forceful personality, and I feel like I'm easily convinced into things, and so that makes me a little nervous. Mars gently prods you with her elbow. No, really? She exclaims. Well, I guess that's understandable. Last question. Do you go out of your way to see me? Yes, once per season. Aw, Samhain, Mars beams. I am happy whenever you come talk with me. Us sophisticated folks gotta stick together. Mars makes a frustrated noise and dismisses her hollow screen. Ugh, this is so wimpy, she groans. What was wrong with Earth teens? If you want to know if someone likes you, just ask them. It's easy if you're not a coward. Mars turns to you and leans in, bracketing your legs with her arms. You can smell her body lotion, light and floral, and feel the heat of her chest against your arm. She pouts and looks at you through her lashes. What about it, Samhain? Do you like me? Well, I do like, here's, me and Tangent are doing I don't know if you heard. Mars tilts her head. Oh, is that right? Well, I'm not a jealous person. I don't mind sharing. Like I said, powerful, forceful personality. Hey, buddy. I found something you might like, and it's a medicinal root. You can probably eat this. Okay, I was trying to figure out other things that are food, but I don't want to give him any Xeno eggs because I want to give those to Nem, right? So I was hoping we could find another thing. Nem is doing squats in the training yard. 30, 31. Oh, hey, Samhain. She jumps up and stretches her legs. Feel like challenging the squat queen? I think you should rethink your nickname. Here, I brought you this egg. Where are we at with Nem? It's pretty high up, right? 72. Yeah. I wonder if we can convince her to kill Vase for us. I imagine our friendship rating has to be pretty high. All right. Let's switch gear. Do our best to hit the super goal. Not that it seems terribly likely to happen. Congruence asks you to take a stack of blank paper and a box of pencils from the classroom nanoprinter and pass them out to the class. Today we will be practicing our handwriting, she announces. What a strange... You hear Tangent groan beside you. But Congruence, she whines, why would we ever need to write by hand when we have hollow palms? This exercise will be part history lesson, part future skill, Congruence tells the class. In the future, you may not always have access to hollow palm technology. Our replicators and computers will break down eventually, and when they do, you will have to rely on low-tech solutions to everyday tasks. So, first lesson, how to correctly hold a pencil. You and the other students get to work learning how to print by hand. It's a little bit like holding a stylus, but the texture is all wrong. Your letters are small and cramped, and you have trouble keeping them in a straight line. Tange, though, is suffering the worst. Mars laughs. Looks like we finally found something Tange isn't good at. Look, she keeps mixing up her lowercase a's and e's. She's used to using a stylus with her hollow palm, but she's never actually drawn the letters. She fumbles like a child, bashing her fists against a hollow palm for the first time. It's painful to watch. You can tell she's getting more frustrated with each letter. Also, Mars is being a total dick about it. Mars, on the other hand, has lovely penmanship. She can even write in cursive. My papa taught me when I was little, she says, showing off her paper. Cultured people know how to write for real. I don't want to... Here, I'll help Tange. I don't need your help, Tange sneers. She hates being bad at something, but being patronized is even worse. I was kind of afraid of that, but I thought the other options would lead to Mars liking me less, and we can just put Tange's thing back up at 100 with a single medicinal root, so I thought this was the better route in the long term. It's kind of a gamey way of approaching it, though. Just let me do it myself, she grumbles, balling up her 5th piece of paper and tossing it on the floor. Mars laughs, but after a few minutes of tense silence, she looks over to Tange's work. You're pressing too hard, Mars tells her softly. Loosen your grip. It's different from typing in the air with a stylus. Try moving your shoulder instead of your wrist and fingers. Tange takes a deep breath and tries again, slow and deliberate. Mars nods and slides closer, putting her hand over Tange's and guiding her pencil on the paper. There, see? You're getting it, she murmurs. Tange's cheeks go pink. After a minute, she eases her tension and her writing starts to flow more naturally. Thanks, she stammers, pushing her chair away from Mars. Okay, so Mars found out Tange and I are dating, and she's like, that's a threesome I'd like to have. Not opposed, I'm just... Anyway, this is kind of a whack hand. I do not love this hand. If I put this here and run that there, okay. It doesn't set... These don't apply in the order I would like. I want this to turn that to an 8 and that to make this an 8 as well, and it doesn't work that way for some reason. Oh, interesting. It doesn't affect either of the neighbors. Well... That being the case, do we want to just change how we're approaching this entirely? We can, eagle eyes. We can turn this 2 into a 6. That's probably a good idea. That gets me the win. If I make this a 5, we get the pair out of it, which is, not really meaningfully different. But whatever. Mom's love is gonna give us a little bit of extra stuff. Apparently that was the max hand. Another 6 creativity does get us the creativity thing. Oh, new cards in the depot. Okay. Early wet. Okay. Not that we have the slots to make use of them anyway. So let's replace the sun medallion. Nope, don't you take off my freaky. Freaky goes in the second slot. There we go. How dare you? I'm a little bit terrified to like attempt to launch a rebellion, if I'm honest. Okay, so bonus persuasion. We could put on... Yeah, maybe this is a thing to do. What even is this? Emoji Proji. Huh. Because, like, if I think this is, in fact, going to be a thing where persuasion matters a lot, we could unequip one of the pets for the moment. Do the cool jacket, which is very much just one of Mars's jackets, very obviously, plus the brain trainer, so that we have, like, as much persuasion as we can muster. We could also, I suppose, buy the doll and really push it up high, but I don't... No, thank you. I don't think it is going to matter like that. I'm going to do this. It's such a large amount. It feels to me like it might be worth it. I don't know if it's even going to matter. So we probably don't need the bonus, the stress reduction. All right, we are wearing 50 perception or 50 persuasion. I don't know if this is going to involve persuasion. We have the other skills that I feel like would be really useful here, like bravery and potentially biology, so that I can explain what we're talking about, are things we have naturally. So, fingers crossed. Tangent goes with you to confront Governor Lum. She looks scared. Lum is alone in the bridge. This is your chance to try to convince him to change course on his genocidal virus. If we're talking about persuading him, I have no doubt that the threshold's going to be way higher than 50. Lum looks up from his holopalm when you enter. What is it? He snaps. I'm busy. Tangent raises her chin and takes a breath to steady her nerves beside you. You hope she's still willing to go through with this. You tell Governor Lum that you know everything about the bioengineered plague he intends to unleash upon the planet, how he pressed Instance and Tangent into creating it under threat of death, and how it will kill every living thing on Vertumna. Lum listens intently, his face growing colder as you speak. When you're done, he gives you a stern look. You don't understand what you're talking about, Samhain, he says. I'm the governor here. I make the decisions, not you. But I have evidence, and I will tell everyone. You show him what you found in Instance's lab. All of her notes and recordings, even her personal logs, about her concerns over how they haven't managed to find a way to neutralize the dangerous fauna without causing complete ecological collapse. Lum's face grows red, but he's uncharacteristically somber. I don't know how you got this, he says slowly, but it is damning. Thank you for bringing it to my attention. You stare at Lum. That's it? He gives you an exasperated look. That means you can go, he orders. Leave before I change my mind and throw you in the brig on espionage charges. Wait, what? Really? That's all it took? You have averted what could only have been the complete destruction of the Vertumnan ecosystem and saved Instance's life. You can breathe a little easier today. Wait, really? That seems... Really? Okay, I guess I'm not upset about it. I just... How bizarre. Oh, hey. Cool. Bobber fruit. Yeah, really, really bizarre, right? Cool. I guess we did it. Very fucking strange. Alright, I don't think we necessarily actually want to be wearing this cool jacket all the time. I would rather have my hop eye. So we're at 38 stress. Here's what I'm thinking. We're going to go out during glow. And I want to have as little stress during that period as possible because we want to be able to do as many exploration events as possible. I don't know that it's even going to work that way, but like this is our first year to actually try it, right? So do we want to go do something stressful? Like, do I want to run out and do a bunch of events in one of the outer areas, then rest in the park during late wet, and then... We haven't foraged in the valley. We haven't had any respawns that we're aware of. I missed a collectible nearby, but No, I didn't know that. I just missed a thing. Phooey. Yeah, I'm not really sure what the best way... The problem with this is, like, we'll get collectibles, but we won't probably get any skill points that matter. So I wonder if it would be best just to go back and do some skill raising, some general skill raising. I'm kind of curious about applying to be a hunter. Like, I'm curious if we could help from the Vertumnan side in the Vertumnan human conflict if we were able to, if we were a hunter. I guess if we don't like it, we can always just not do it anymore. I'm going to press the button. Utopia sighs when you tell her you're looking for Rhett. Well, I can't stop you, sweets. Rhett's over in the garrison, though. I don't like him coming around here trying to poach my people. You head over to the garrison. Ah, it's you again. Okay, so it's the exact same conversation. Gonna try out for the hunting party again, are you? Vase looks up from where he's cleaning a plas rifle and scowls at you. I wish I had some idea if I would actually be able to, you know, engage in sabotage. Because I really want to. And you know, there are some animals, like the faceless. I don't know. I'm so torn. I wish I had a better sense of what this was going to do. Why do we need to kill them again? Is he going to say the same thing? He is going to say the same thing. And I say I don't want to kill animals for fun. And Rhett says it ain't necessarily for fun. All right. Without a sense of like whether or not I'm actually going to be able to. And like, this is a very video gamey problem, right? Because in the real world, I would be able to search for whatever way I could figure out to sabotage the project. In the video game, I like literally don't know if I will be afforded the buttons or verbs that are necessary to make this thing happen. So I guess I'm just going to say no. All right. Voice said the colony should take a more active role in defending itself, but I can't force you yet. Cool. Classy. Is the option still available? No, I've closed it forever. That's probably fine. So yeah, what do I want to do with my last month? We could do more humanities practice. We could push up empathy, but the biology points are wasted, which feels bad. Reasoning and empathy is a little bit more compelling. Let's just study humanities one more time. We've sort of run this for the whole year so far, basically. Tange flags you down the hallway. Oh, Samhain, do you have a moment? You go on expeditions sometimes, right? At least far more than I do. Wish to. So would you mind doing me a favor? Well, sure, of course. Unless it's, you know, wipe out all the Xenos. It's a small thing, really, and I'm to understand it's not terribly dangerous either, Tange replies. I simply need you to bring me some hop-eye eggs the next time you come across a nest out there. So we could do that in close, right? Oh, hold on. Whew. A little bit of a tickle in my throat there. I would ask Dis, but, well, she makes an evocative, dismissive gesture. Yeah, I'll keep an eye out for them. I kind of want to ask her why. It's not that I don't trust her, except, she has a certain way of thinking about things that doesn't always include. I'm going to ask her why. For science, obviously, Tange replies. It's on a need to know basis, and you don't need to know. Just bring me some eggs, or you can tell the chief engineer why you're holding me back. Okay, damn, Tange, I'll keep an eye out for them. That's all I ask, Tange replies primly. They're quite common, if the reports from the foragers are to be believed. They tell me that they commonly find nests in the Valley of Vertigo. It's positively lousy with them. Okay, sure. So I love to have mom's love here. My stress is not over 50. In fact, it's almost never over 50 anymore. So let's see here. We can get a 10 going. I mean, we can't really... okay. Yeah, there's not really a way to build a straight here, unfortunately. It's just sort of awkward. And we don't have any gems. Yeah, this is really awkward. Well, okay, we want to do pairs anyway, right? You're naturally a 5. I mean, if I just put the 7 here, that gets us to the goal. Yeah, it's not the fanciest way of doing the thing. But whatever, it works. Apparently it was the best way of doing the thing. All right, a little bit more creativity, a little bit more persuasion. We are gaining creativity really quickly, which I do like a lot. All right. Let's, oh, did I give you, I didn't give you an item, did I? Are we still at 98? No, we're back at 100. Okay. Tange is sitting before an array of hollow screens, all showing different graphs. Making decisions based on the mistakes of the humans we purposefully left behind on Earth is foolishness. Yeah, we've had this conversation with her before. Hey, you have any time to spare? You just kind of listen. I don't need to de-stress. I'm fine. We're good. We're about to de-stress in a very formal way here. So let's make sure that we've given gifts this month to everybody before the month passes on. I did not. Rex, get stuff. Receive mushwood. Man, how much mushwood does it take to build your damn thing? Do we have any? We don't have any idea. Well, I'm trying. I'm doing my level best. Okay, the only person we might have left is Cal. I think I gave Cal something already, but if not, I have found a bobber fruit. Okay, it is true. Soldiers are assholes. All right, let's just rest so we can approach Glow with maximum stress available. My guess is it's going to be stressful. Oh, hey, we did gain bonds with our pet this time. Cool. Your mother's white astrantia flowers are flourishing in the garden, and everywhere else, too. They've really taken to something in the soil here. You even see them outside the walls. Something must be carrying their seeds out toward the wilderness. Now see, that's interesting. You haven't given up training Squidcap to follow simple commands. They clearly have the ability to understand that you're trying to communicate with them. There's just a huge language barrier. Cal gives you the idea to try clicker training, getting them to associate verbal commands with actions and rewards, using a clicking noise as positive reinforcement. Well, may as well give it a shot. Okay, so this is a 3-round going to 92. Well, we can definitely do some good work here. That's an 8 unplayed. Awkward. Maybe what I'd rather do is take the 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's not a bad start. So we're like, there's no cost really to using a stressful event this time because we're going to dump stress right after this thing. So that's worth considering at least. Because we could 6, 7, 8, 9. We could 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 though. So okay, maybe I want to try to save 5, 6, 7. Can I not rearrange cards in my hand? No, I can. I don't know, it's being weird. The 9 and the 8. Like, this is actually a really good hand, right? So out of these, let us build something else. This is going to be a 7 when all is said and done. Or a 6 because I can't count. Oh, well, right, it was a... No, what's the -1 from? Oh, because this thing is setting all cards to... You know, that's fine. That's pretty good. All right, and then... Does anything about the way I want to do that change? I don't think so. Right, we definitely want to include... Well, we don't need to include Mom's Love particularly. But we don't have a 6 that isn't. Yeah, that's fine. 6, 7, 8. And it doesn't really matter which one of these is which. But that gets us a solid straight with 2 3 of a kinds, or two 3 flushes. That feels like it's got to be the right play, right? And again, we don't care about maxing out too much. The animal points we're getting are not useful anyway. Success! You use the clicking as a shared language, and Squidcap quickly begins to respond to your commands. By the end of the afternoon, you're getting pretty reliable results from both stay and follow. Oh, cool. +3 bonus to straights. Neat. This is great. Freaky must be more intelligent than people give them credit for. Maybe Freaky will be the species that evolves to be codependent with humans, like dogs evolved from wolves. You've been working with Squidcap for months on getting them to follow simple commands. Weird. You're getting pretty consistent results with 1 or 2 at a time, but they get bored and wander away if you try to do a longer session. You've set up a small obstacle course in the garden consisting of a few ramps and balancing beams. Squidcap looks at the treats in your hand expectantly. Okay, I guess we're just continuing to go for it. Interesting that we get to do it multiple times. So we could just... We have to keep the rest of it under 3. Like, we could just do this, right, to maintain the tangent bonus, but it's not amazing. Maybe what we do instead is, like, 6, 7, 8 across multiple colors feels pretty bad. I guess if we do this... That's something. Our Vriki increases the bonus on straights. So yeah, this straight would ordinarily be a 3. I think we want to make sure we're playing into that as much as possible. 28's fine across 3 cards. We may have to employ some tactics to get where we're going. Is all. We got supplies. We can make things happen. Okay. So here's a pair of 12s. And then we don't have another card with gem. But we can play the floating lasso cow. Or lassoing a float cow. That's 38. That's going to leave us with 45 to go. I think we can manage that. I will say I wish I had my medallion on, but we can make 45 happen. We might have to item for it, but it's very doable. So Rex's hug plays well with the knowledge of how engineered plagues work. This would be an 11 if we didn't boost past it, but I don't think there's a good reason. Oh, right. Shoot. This is not a good 7. Yeah, that's crummy. I wanted to try to build a little straight in here, but we really can't. It's not easy to do. I guess we can go like this. Right, the straight gets us to 42. And then we could push this pretty easily. Is there a better just if I cut the 8 and replace it with a 3, we're losing 5 points of value plus 2 points on the pair to extend our straight from 6 points to, I believe, 9 points. So it's definitely not worth it. We could just mushwood log each of these. That'd gain us 4 points, put us on 46. But there's also a bonus to red pairs. Maybe the play here is like... Gosh. Red pairs is an ugly thing, though. All right, let me sweep this. What if I... That's no good, right? That's... Oh, this became a 6. Wait, why'd that become a 6? Oh, because it's neighbors. Neighbors become 6. So actually, yeah, we could at least get a pair of blue 6s over here. It's a point shorter. What I need is more red cards. And obviously that's a thing we can fix. But I need another red pair. So if I made this a red card, it would become a 7. If I made this a red card, it becomes... You know, maybe what we do is we make Tange's focus red and then mushwood log it. And then it's a raw 7. So in this hand, it would get its bonus. I think I'm willing to do that. Wait. Change suit to red. Yeah, okay, there we go. Oh, we don't even have to mushwood log it. So then we want to just like... We want to move this whole scheme over. Because I still need to make the pair happen. I mean, that's a win. It's ugly. This card's just like not doing anything anymore. I guess we could take this out. But it's gonna become a 6 no matter what. The thing is, like, if we break the pair, we're losing 5 points. Whatever, I'm just gonna take the... What am I trying to optimize for? I don't care about the skill points, nor do I care about the $1. Oh, hey, our Freaky leveled up again. Plus 5 bonus to straights. Damn. A stunning show from young Squidcap. Admirable speed and dexterity. They and their trainer, Samhain, are promising new stars in the field of Freaky training. Squidcap finishes the course and leaps into your arms, chittering happily. You did it. You've trained a Freaky to follow commands. That rules. I kind of think this yellow card is going. Just like a yellow card with a gem on it is fine. We have so many red 5s due to having won that championship so many times that it's like it's pretty easy to form groups of red 5s. I am going to drop Becoming a Carnivore. Honestly, basically, I just don't want to draw yellow cards. All right. It is glow time, and now we have not been convinced falsely of the death of a loved one, so we can actually go out there. Just really quickly zooming around here, making sure nobody has a speech bubble for us. Seems like no. You spot Nem playing darts with a bunch of other soldiers. She throws a dart and it lands clear in the middle of a faceless's, well, head isn't the right word, but the soldiers all cheer and clap her on the back. She breaks away from the group and slings an arm over your shoulder. Do you see that, Samhain? Yeah, she really likes me, and it really bums me out that she's turning into a person who makes me feel so uncomfortable to be around. Now, obviously, I'm not actually going to go out there this video, but I did want to just go ahead and buff up our relationships with people before I forget. Hey, buddy, I found you a bobber fruit. 97. We're doing it. We're getting there. Okay, we are absolutely going to sneak out and see what's going on out in the outside world during Glow. It's time. Well, no, sorry. It's time for the episode to end. That's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. What I meant was, when you come back next time, it is finally time for us to step out and see what it is that Sim and Vertumna are trying to show us. At this point, they should be welcoming us as a hero. They don't know that yet, probably. And I'm not sure if it would be a good idea to tell them. In any case, that's what's happening next episode. Come back if you want to see it. And we'll see you then.